into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Miriam, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Back to when the earth, the sun, the stars all align.
We have to wait for the chorus.
'Cause perfect.
No, we don't.
No.
I'm like,
Ladies and
man.
gentlemen, welcome back to AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm your host, Joe Doyle, and joining me here tonight, talking about episode 9, I'm with Stupid. We're talking Younger, and we have the lovely and the talented hosts of AfterBuzzTV.com. Joining me, Danica Kennedy and Annika Michelle. And the lovely, the talented, new to the panel, and lovely to have her here, the Alison Dean.
Hello.
Welcome, folks. We're back at AfterBuzzTV.com, and we are talking Younger, episode 9. I'm with Stupid, and thanks, Danica. How many times are you gonna point at me? I think, yeah.
It's just too easy. It's too easy.
I'm the only guy, so duh.
Perfect. I don't read that much either, so.
Yeah.
Well, Danica, just jump right in and talk to us all about this episode. Well, okay, I'll just chat. I'll start us off. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you. It's so lovely to be here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well,
I've infiltrated the Younger team.
I couldn't be happier. We always pass each other in the halls between shows, and there's witty, playful banter. The halls.
What is this, high school?
Yes.
Locker
Yeah.
room.
Our lockers next to each other.
Yeah, it's the AfterBuzz TV campus, just like Bristol and ESPN. I feel like.
Hey, if we keep growing and growing more shows, we're gonna have to get a bigger place.
We're gonna
It'll be
need
a school,
lockers,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's our little clique, just like Younger has their little clique, and we're so excited to chat it up with you.
Except we don't lie to each other as much. I feel like this is a real clique instead of fake bullshit.
Right. We're the real
that's true.
deal.
We are real deal Holyfield.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm digging it down.
Yeah. And that's why we had you on here. And let's just jump in and talk about the episode. Start us off. I like the
Well, okay, I feel I've actually I religiously watch. Okay. All previous 8 episodes, right? So this one was kind of, I don't know, it wasn't as awesome sauce as the rest. And there was a lot of story disconnects that I wasn't a fan of. We were talking before about how, where did Bjornberg go? He just was missing from this. He turned to Hilary Duff in the last episode and was like, you're not leaving me. And then
cut his
gone.
hand and all that craziness.
Just all of it. It was just weird. So that was a weird story thing. And then the whole Stupid angle with Josh, just to me, didn't connect.
Yeah, and this whole time Liza's been such a little kid, super immature, and all of a sudden she's super mature and old this episode, and she's talking about all these authors and book clubs, and then all of a sudden Josh is retarded and a stoner, and he's a stoner all of a sudden. If he was a stoner the whole time, they would have been smoking weed together.
Yes.
Right.
Well, on the couch that one episode they did.
Once.
Yeah.
But if he smokes regularly and he does all these things he says he's going to do, I feel like he never showed signs of being
Stupid.
retarded.
Totally.
Until this episode. They never played on that, and then all of a sudden they just wrote him as really dumb.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I felt like they should have shown more hints of it. I mean,
something.
He's
I agree.
not perfect, but he was really chill and hot before.
Right. And he's also, let's not forget, he's a lot younger than she is, and she's only playing 26, and I think he's 24 or 26, something like that in the show. So it's obviously that's kind of things that you do in your 20s. So he's just being himself, what most 20-year-olds would do. But she's just freaking out because she's oh my god, she's in her 40s, and she's oh my god, if I was 26 this would be great, but I'm not, and now what am I doing? And obviously having a midlife crisis and her pretending to be 26 moments.
And also to his credit, sorry, Joe.
No,
to his
please.
credit, he owns his own tattoo shop, right?
Yeah.
So if you're your
He's
own
an artist.
you're your own business owner. She's not. So it's, I don't know.
Yeah, he definitely has his shit together
Right.
more than she does. If he's a business owner and an artist, and she's like, I'm trying to like intern and kind of work for this boss, and I don't know how to use Twitter. She doesn't know anything about the industry she works in.
Right.
And then the book that she described too sounded so boring to me. Like the boring ladies that were crazy in the book club loved it. But I'm like, okay, it's for this like slush pile project at work.
Yeah.
The little bugler 12-year-old boy with the Union soldier missing scarf that saves the day. Like, what? Like, who wants to read? I don't know.
No, stop. It was way more impactful than that. What happened was this little Union bugler saved a Confederate
not getting
soldier's
it.
life with his scarf and made a tourniquet and saved the soldier's life, and then just disappeared off into the mist.
What was the analogy that the book club gave it? It was
The
something
sisterhood of the traveling pants, the
Meets-
Winter's Bone.
Oh, there you go. Right, which I thought that's fantastic.
It was I wanted to read it. I mean, I just thought it was such a coming of age like story, and how like the fact that there might not even been a scarf, and that perhaps that shaped that family.
Basically, what Joe's saying is he would
identity?
watch the movie of this book.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Like,
Danica,
big fan.
For sure.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like Josh, like, not
Get
that
outta
into
here,
reading.
yeah.
Let's smoke some weed, right? That sounds way more fun than
Whoa.
little boy bugler, whatever.
No, I'm gonna be super high while I'm reading it. Like,
You have to be. Look
Yeah.
at the plot.
there's
Yeah.
no way you can
But
get
I
through
feel
it.
like you can do both. Like, I imagine, I don't do anything like that, but I imagine you can read
Right.
and do that at the same time. Multitask.
Not speaking from
imagine
experience at all.
No.
No,
Not at all.
definitely not.
I take his word for it, though.
Yeah,
I will as well.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
I will as well. I will.
But I mean, I don't know. Coming from a guy's perspective, I felt really like anxious when this was going on, because like
The book or in general, the whole episode?
just when she was talking to him about reading.
Oh, got it.
And that, sorry, kind of weird
Because
segue.
you don't read enough. Were you feeling guilty? Because I was.
There was actually a point after college when I said to myself, "Oh my gosh, I haven't read a book like in like 4 years," and so I made it a point to read more books, and Harry Potter and
That counts.
and Game of Thrones.
That counts.
And that kind of stuff. So but then I started, getting into bigger, and better things, like, well, not bigger and better things, but different narratives. I started reading The Adventures of an Incurable Optimist by Michael J. Fox.
You should have your own book club.
You should. The Joe Doyle book
what would you do?
club.
Would you have cocktails and naps?
Yeah,
Yes.
that sounds lovely.
Yes.
Like, we read a chapter, we have a cocktail, we take a nap, we
Read
wake
another
up,
one.
Yeah, we wake up, we have another cocktail, then
With
we
some
read another
popcorn.
one. Oh, Skinny Pop. Have you guys had
Oh,
Skinny
it's
Pop?
so good.
No.
So good.
Hand to God, Skinny Pop. Y'all got to
Or
start
Boom
getting it.
Chicka Pop, anyways.
No, Skinny Pop.
I've had the
you
Boom
can-
Chicka Pop.
Yeah.
You can get Skinny Pop at Costco.
I know.
Definitely
Digress.
check it out.
I'm like,
0 calories.
and the tips from Joe Doyle just
Yeah.
keep on coming.
For
They
her
just keep
book club.
coming.
Apparently, though, it's not Skinny Pop if you eat the whole bag.
No.
So I don't know if it's not really working.
Damn it.
Yeah, so
People get confused with those, but what can you do?
with caution, yeah.
I just wanted to comment on what she said earlier about the whole like stories not matching up. Not only was Bjornberg not in it, neither was her boss really flirting with that guy that she likes.
Her
you know?
Lots of plot
the big
holes.
boss.
Yeah,
Trout.
so like I kind of wonder. I was kind of telling you guys before we got in here, but I kind of wonder if they like shot this before all that happened, and it just happened to air after that. So like it's not making sense to anybody here, but when they were writing it, it makes perfect sense because none of that had happened yet. So there's no mentions of anything. She wasn't flirting. The boss lady wasn't flirting with that older man that Liza babysat for. There was no mention of Bjornberg. Like there was no mention of anything that happened in the past episode. So
That
I feel
bothers
like
me so much too.
it was maybe shot. I'm hoping it was not meant to be like this. I'm hoping it was shot in a different order and aired in a different order.
But you know what's weird is I haven't felt this way for the past 8 episodes.
Right.
So for
Yeah.
the most part, for 1 through 8, I felt like the story kind of had flowed
Made
in.
sense.
So either maybe like a future episode we would feel connects back to what we should have seen.
I
in
hope
this,
so.
Maybe, I don't know. It's definitely odd though because it felt very random. And her
Yeah.
clothing did as well. What
Oh.
the
Oh,
hell?
so
was-
bad every
right?
time.
I
Like
even
way
knew
too
it was
young.
bad.
It
We're
was
talking
like
about
junior
Liza's
high.
clothing. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
like skater with like weird preppy
Goth,
clothes, like
something, weird boots.
identity crisis at age 12.
She was just like the kids that were like trying to sneak into Halloween Horror Nights at Universal or something. Like the young kid, like trying to sneak in there and looking all hip and cool and like
With their
dressing warm.
beanies.
And failed.
Yeah, it was odd. But
odd.
But then again, I guess that could make sense because if she's not used to dressing young, she could totally. Bungle it up and miss it hard. Because I know, like, for a while, I tried to dress, like, all hip-hop and urban. And, I missed hard.
She's still working, though, and she's wearing this crap to work. And it's like, look around at your coworkers and your boss and what... I always want to say Hilary Duff. Yeah. Kelsey is wearing.
Right.
But the clothes are driving me crazier this episode. They've always kind of bothered me. The writing has bothered me all along, and it drove me crazier this episode because of the plot holes. And I actually got called out for being too mean to the writers on this show. So I shouldn't say anything too bad, but I just feel like they could have spun it so there's way more connections or a little more drama. And I feel like it's no like cliffhanger or like what's gonna happen next because they don't cover what happens next, and it's bothering me because I want that like
the connectivity.
I need to watch the next episode. Like I'm not super stoked to see the next episode like I am with the other shows that I wrap up because of that.
I feel for me, I've grown to appreciate some of the characters. Like I've grown to really. I'm very intrigued by Liza's character. I think it's a very interesting. It's interesting the fact that she can pass for 26, and she looks good. I mean, she looks
great.
Good. She looks good.
Does.
The draw for me was not Hilary Duff, although good for Hilary that she's working. Right. Kudos. And, I do like the love interest stuff. I like Debi Mazar on this. Like, I think that she's
great.
Stellar. And
They should use more of her.
Yeah.
And I mean, definitely, hopefully they'll start injecting some interesting storylines with her. Like, it was cool when they did the whole show with her getting the art show in that space. That was kind of cool. And, like, the young little people helping her. But anyway, yes, it's I like the characters. There's some writing stuff that certainly, I mean, I know I'm probably not the perfect age demo for the show.
I'm the perfect demo for the show.
Yes, you are, Joe Doyle. Obviously. You are. But I still have hope for, like, how they're gonna... I mean, there's 24 episodes. I didn't know that.
But they're only... I think the next... Whatever. Like, this season is not 24. This
it's not?
like something.
Oh,
and
it's
then
like
12?
We only have a couple more weeks in here, and then we'll come back for season 2, which is like completes the 24.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I think it's 12 altogether.
They filmed them all.
We're on 9
I think
now.
so. Yeah, I know we said that last time. Like, this
We've
is like
been
the
kind of
last 2
confused about
episodes,
it before.
But IMDb Pro has actually said like the next
the paid
the
version.
paid version of IMDb has said that like the next 12 or whatever it is after the season airs like in 2016. So it's kind of a longer wait.
Gotcha.
And I wonder, I mean, the titles are there, so I'm kind of thinking that it's already been shot and done. I don't know why we're waiting this long, but...
I tell you what I really want to have happen on the show. I really want, even though The Scarf might not necessarily be the most interesting book, I would love for it to catch fire and see her rise up through the ranks of the publishing company, and start doing good. I think that storyline would be a really fun storyline, and we could almost forget at times that she's trying to be younger, you know what I mean? And then we throw it in a little bit here and there, but it's almost kind of let's follow her journey through this publishing house and reinventing herself. Like, this book is almost how Stella gets her groove back, and we see her with her
I like that. That's how you compared it. Love it.
Yeah, I think that would be really interesting, and see, like her see. See Liza,
IMDb on your phone.
See Liza, really take Kelsey under her wing, and vice versa the same way, and have them both learn and grow, and then catastrophe strikes when the daughter shows up.
There better be
I know. I really want her daughter to show up soon.
I want more drama, but I want to kind of pump back for a second and we can cover that more in predictions and talk about this week's episode.
Yes,
back to this book club because I need to talk about one thing. What the hell was that girl kissing her for at the end of the book club? The one that just like attacked, smooched her. Sorry, I want to talk more about that just in predictions.
I agree. I completely agree.
Just reining it in. Lasso.
Do it.
Yeah.
That was odd. That was an odd kiss. The whole thing was odd. That was uncomfortable. It was bizarre. It didn't make any sense.
And then she just like reported it to Hilary later, who was like, "You're such a mom with your books." And like I was 50 Shades of Grey.
Right.
If only you knew. Yeah.
It was like the writers had just like went out and saw the movie Tammy or something, and then came back and was like, "Let's do that." Or
discount Melissa McCarthy moment for 2 seconds out of nowhere.
I mean, the girl that did it did a great job.
She was great.
It was funny.
But that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, it was very odd. I mean, it just didn't really place. Maybe she auditioned, for a different role on the show, and the producers were like,
"We're gonna bring her back.
Funny. Let's give her, give her a little something," because I know that goes down in the industry a lot.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. But it was cute, but odd.
It was
really weird.
Like, I couldn't understand if it was because there is now talk in her housewives circle of the fact that she's living with a lesbian, and so maybe she's now a lesbian, and so that's where the storyline was coming into play.
I would love if they tied it up that way, but I doubt they
I know.
will.
Yeah. I just didn't know that Brooklyn was like the equivalent to WeHo in Hollywood, and that was the area. I thought Brooklyn was where all the newsies hung out. I didn't know that's where all the,
Brooklyn's so trendy
Oh,
and
it's
cool
so
now.
trendy.
Yeah.
And everyone calls it BK. And I was in New York and people are like, "Are you going out in BK?" And I'm like, "Burger King?" Like, I was so
Where am I
like
going?
Californian,
Yeah.
like dumb. I was like, "What's BK?" And they're like, "It's where all the cool kids hang out." So
funny.
it's trendy,
Yeah.
artsy.
And then at the end they're like, "Where's this Dumbo?" And then they panned up, and I was expecting to see some type of like
Theme park attraction?
Well, no,
Right.
just reason, why they
didn't
called
get
it.
it.
Maybe they had like a car wash, and there
It
was
stands for it stands for something New Yorky. I don't remember someone told me when I was in New York, and I was like, "Oh, that makes sense."
Okay.
But there's each letter stands for. We should look it up right now, and I'll be right back with you. I'm like, I will not disappoint everyone out there.
Nice.
What is Dumbo? I'm like, Alexis, are you faster than I am?
No.
Let's see. Let us see.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
No,
I
I
didn't know
haven't
what it
either,
meant. It
but
was kind of.
I'm a little mad that she while you're looking it up, I'll say I feel I was a little cheated that she wanted him back so fast. Like, definitely cheated on her. Like, in my mind, I think that she definitely got cheated on, and she's
Even
just
though they
like,
weren't official.
Well, but here's the thing: in that on the next or looking ahead, there was a dude that was like, "Hey, who's this? Or is this your girlfriend?" And then he goes, and like looks over at Liza, and it's like, come on, man, you guys have had to have the conversation at this point.
I agree
But
with you
maybe
on
it's
that.
relationship on the rocks again, and he's not sure at the moment when they ask. Or I don't know.
Possible.
Ooh,
That's
yeah.
possible. That's
I
possible.
don't know, but maybe I'm notorious
Still,
for having the.
douchebag.
I feel like. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No,
I'll
I'm just
tell you.
notorious for having the talk way too early.
Yeah,
so
well, see, I feel like some guys
I don't
Talking
really
about
know.
the gossip.
I feel like some guys do that. Some guys have the talk like wait early and scare people off, and some guys like wait forever, and you're like, So it's like I think everyone's a little different. Which is why he probably was like, what, because he could say yeah we're together, and she's like no we're not. What are you like? It could go good or bad, and then it's like a public situation. You don't want to be like embarrassed in front, it's weird. I mean, I get why he did it, but I agree with you. Like they should have already had the talk at this point.
Yeah,
Definitely.
It seems like they're implying that she's falling in love with him on some level based on like the conversation that she had with.
She's in so deep.
Right, I guess.
Ooh,
I mean,
I think so.
it's like being implied.
Yeah.
Although there's still this part of me that's rooting for her and like the boss man at the company.
Yeah, the Mr. Big kind of character.
Yes.
The hot Richard. I think he's better.
The
for
boss
her.
is like falling for.
Yeah.
I agree with
And
you
clearly
100%.
he is. By the way, Dumbo stands for Down Under the Manhattan Bridge Overpass.
Oh, that's what it was. Nice.
That's dope.
I was like, now we know. Now we know.
And that's why they panned up to the bridge.
The Manhattan Bridge overpass.
I was literally hoping they panned up, and I saw Dumbo the flying elephant like, shooting her. I was like, what are they panning
I
up
was like,
to?
Dumbo,
What's
what
going
is
on
that?
here?
Oh man.
Leave it to the people in LA who have no clue.
Yeah. I really want the older guy at the thing, because
I know.
he's supporting her, like, and telling her go through the slush, pile, like see what you can find in there, and like really fostering her creativity, and
They have things in
such a great
common.
thing.
But I'm
besides
so
sex.
sad because
Yeah.
I've read or I've looked at IMDb and I don't think they're going in that direction. I don't know. Hey, things could change. What do I know?
We're just looking at the paid IMDb site. You know?
I'm just trusting IMDb, which
she can't keep up with Josh though, because I mean, oh yes, thank you. Perfect, love her. Josh made her do CrossFit last time, and then this time they were in the ball slingers
doing like
dodgeball
dodgeball
thing. And then she got a black eye from that girl Jen, who tells her like your boyfriend's hot basically, but he's as dumb as a box of hair.
Who says that?
Which is really dumb.
But they also took it. They took it to the bone zone too, though. Because she goes, I know him well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm like, oh,
wink.
man.
And then hits her later in the episode with another dodgeball, like an asshole.
Yeah.
Well,
ew. Yeah, no, you.
No, I was gonna say like it's funny because she goes, oh, like in a syphilis kind of way, or
Gonorrhea.
And she goes, no, he's clean. So it's like you're obviously saying you hooked up with him, and that he's clean. Not like, oh no, we didn't. Like, you know, it wasn't like, oh no, we didn't do that. It was like, oh no, we definitely hooked up, but don't worry, he's fine.
And how do you know he's still clean?
Right?
How you be knowing that shit?
And if she had said no, maybe it's her that's not clean. So she'd be calling her own STDs out.
Yeah.
It's like they were trying to add conflict in this episode in strange ways, you know? Like, let's bring her back into a scenario where she's gonna be hurt on some level. Okay, now let's bring this, like, mean chick around to bully her on some level. But it just, all of it didn't quite work for me.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it just didn't feel as believable as...
I wonder if almost like there's these certain parameters that the TVLand is saying, okay, well, you know, like, this can't happen. No, that's a little too risque. They push the envelope pretty good a lot of times, and a lot of things I'm surprised for. You know,
well, come on, yes. Think about some of the things that
doing
happen.
a lot of
and so I wonder if like at some point TVLand is going, ooh, that's enough.
I don't think that's it
weird.
because they've kind
know.
of crossed the line on like a lot of sex and drug things and alcohol. But
I forgot that one thing where like the what is it, the goddess cup.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. That was gross.
But I feel like they could get away with that because it's like it happens to pretty much every girl.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh my gosh, lingerie or like sack. It's like, no, this kind of happens when you're like 12, 13. Like, you
Although
know.
I've never seen another show, and please tell me if I'm misinformed, but I've never seen in any show, movie, whatever, another girl needing to like remove from another girl, you know, like that's,
it wasn't,
I was like, wow, TVLand.
Yeah, it wasn't using the goddess cup. It was pulling the goddess cup out of another girl's vagina. That
implying it, yes.
Yeah. But that was very Sex and the City, very HBO of them. And I think that the things I think they're not afraid to push the envelope. I think it's just they had like good plots that they're not keeping us attached to, like the whole Bjornberg Hilary thing. Like after like he cut his hand, that was like a crazy moment. Like, okay, is he like a sociopath? Is he passionate in love? Is that a European thing? Like, I don't know. And I wanted to know what was going to happen next, and now I'm kind of just like losing interest because they don't even touch upon it.
I know.
I want to know. We want to know. We want to see these things.
We want to know.
Yeah, because like I mean,
though, not later.
Now, like in this episode, it should have been brought up.
And I want more. I want more of Trout because I think she's funny. And
I think we're gonna get more of. Oh, sorry, that's a prediction.
Yeah.
Smack me. I think she's a good character. She's a good character. She really is, and I think she's been arcing a little bit.
Yeah.
Slowly.
You know what?
Slowly.
I just feel like we're so eager. Let's just get into predictions, right? Let's do it. Let's rip that Band-Aid. We're excited.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I think Joe should start.
Yes.
Because he was really excited earlier.
Oh, now I'm trying to remember what I was predicting. Oh, man.
I cut him off, and then now he doesn't remember.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the scarf. Oh, the scarf. I mean, they're going to... I kind of...
The tourniquet.
Yeah, the
That's
tourniquet.
what's going to get carried on episode to episode, but not the actual relationships.
Right.
Well, because you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of a project that they were working on, like in Entourage, when they're making their movies. You know, like
I love when they show that so much.
Yeah, like so I feel like that could be like another project, and I really hope that works out for her because that would be fun to see it go from fledgling book from the slush pile to international bestseller.
Yeah.
But then I feel like that the show will get totally taken in a different way. You know what I mean? You know, because it would have to focus just on that and her life as a publisher. But maybe it's, you know, I don't know. I just really liked the book. I thought that was fun. The subject matter of the book didn't really interest me, but the project idea of the book, that's what got to me.
Yeah.
It's like the diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd like to see them polish it. And I want to see Hilldog and what happens with Bjornberg, but I don't think that's going to happen.
WTF.
Hilldog needs somebody.
Not the other dude.
Not that.
Ugh.
Thad, I'm sorry, Thad. I know you favorited a tweet of mine on Twitter once.
Ah.
But not.
You gotta go.
We are not Team Thad. Sorry.
Got to go. Get another show, and then I'll cover that, and then
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll reunite.
Wah, wah.
those are my predictions.
I like it. Okay, I agree with you. I think that the book thing is going to become something. I think that's going to sail her into her real career. Like, the trajectory would be that. So I'm with you. And I think that they're going to give some love interest to Trout. Because she's such a good character. I do. It's about time. I mean, maybe they'll, like, taunt us a little bit more and... You know, because part of her whole life drama is, like, chasing after things that she's not going to get. Yeah. So, I wonder how long they're going to do that for, but I think that they'll bring someone in for her. Someone interesting.
What if she hooked up with a young Jen?
That would be awesome. That would be fantastic.
Or maybe Trout. Josh. I can't see that happening.
I can't see that happening.
They're too
but
different.
I can see maybe her and I can see Liza being out with Josh and somehow, you know, she shows up and maybe like they're with groups of young people and someone catches her eye. Like maybe in that loop-de-loop situation.
That'd be fresh.
Okay, there you go. That's all I got.
That'd be fresh.
Mine's not as intense as these people. I just really hope that... No, I loved all your guys' predictions. I just really hope that this next episode is going to be the one that was supposed to air tonight and like ties everything together. I like want to know what happens. I like... think Bjornberg's wife's gonna leave him, and like I need to know what happened to his hand. Is he in the hospital? Is he dead? Is he alive? Did he bleed to death? Like what happened here?
Is he dead? You said mine stuff was dramatic. Oh my god.
Yeah, you went to death.
Yeah. They just kill him off. They're like, we don't want to write anything else for him.
He could have put like a vein and artery. I don't know. He could have like gotten in there pretty deep.
True.
You never like.
True.
Hilldog could be mourning a death of a loved one, you know? So
that is true.
With Annika, which was the wife's.
I know. They need to bring Annika back.
God. And lipstick and blush.
She didn't have enough blush for her to.
Last week I said she needs a bit more lipstick or blush.
So funny.
But anyways, speaking of lipstick and blush, I just need to say that Kelsey's makeup looked on point
so
this episode.
Good.
On fleek.
It was like, who is your makeup artist? I need to check those end credits and see if they're in LA because my God, that was pretty good. Like
hired. She's hiring you.
Yeah. Like it looked natural and like not that she was trying hard and it looked clean and it looked good.
And still contoured.
Yeah,
good job, makeup artist.
It was great. Great job, makeup artist to Hilldog.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really want to figure out what happened because I will come up with my own endings and Bjornberg will be dead. So
oh snap!
Not a threat. I'm just saying, like you know.
Well, I know you're not actually gonna go because Bjornberg is a fake person.
He's a fake person. Yeah, that's true.
I don't think
that'd be ridiculous.
Real Bjornberg out there is worried about you.
No, he doesn't need to be. Trust me.
Nope.
I'm just curious to see what they're going to do with the 24 episodes because the whole playing the younger part, I know that's the whole premise of the show, but I'm like, oh, she has to get caught by someone or like I need her daughter to come back or she needs to hook up with the older dude or like something to happen before the season finale or it needs to leave on a season finale like that with some drama to keep me wanting more. Because right now, this episode, it kind of lost me a little bit, but I would like to predict that she does hook up with the other guy.
Ooh.
And then she's like torn between like, should I get back with Josh? I know, I'm all about the gossip, so of course I want this to happen. But I hope she like, you know, maybe leaves Josh for a bit and then hooks up with this other guy and is like debating whether she wants him back or something like that. And I think Hilary's gonna go through, if I was writing it, I'd want her to go through more with Bjornberg, you know, and like really have some like kind of drama there with like the wife, whether he's leaving her, the wife's leaving him, or something like that. I just like need an ending to that plot line because it doesn't look like he's in many episodes. So I don't want to just like have him killed off or leave us hanging.
Right.
I don't like when shows. I know we keep saying killed off. No, I'm just going with it. I'm going with it because that's just ridiculous. But
he went back to Sweden. Just he didn't tell anybody. Yeah.
I love no. That's the thing. If he doesn't show up again, then we're gonna have a Twitter poll to see how he is killed off.
That's my prediction.
Hilarious.
Is that they killed him off, but how?
No one
Tweet
knows.
us. Ridiculous.
A staph infection.
I just want her to get her.
Tweet us what you guys think happened with them, because we're wondering.
Oh, yeah, I want to know.
Curious.
I just want Liza to get her groove back, and then we experiencing her new groove.
You experience her?
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
You know what? I think on that note, let's just jump into news and gossip.
You have some. I do have some. I do.
TV
Mine.
Wait,
Well, it has
I
to
know.
do with she totally made a Tinder reference in the episode.
She did. She did make a Tinder reference, and I know last week Danica was saying that Tinder is like following around with cameras, and they're doing like this reality show. Well, I guess it's not for a reality show. Tinder is following her around. It's all for her music video.
Ooh.
She's making a comeback.
So, guys who want to be in a music video, you better hit up Hill Dog on Tinder, because she is taking cameras to all of her dates.
Oh wow.
And cameras are capturing all her dates to put it all like a montage together.
Are they real dates or are they
okay.
staged dates?
That's why she made me sign that NDA.
I would totally watch
Makeup
that
artist
date.
over here.
I love it. I love it.
Oh
But
man.
okay, so for this music video, does that mean that Tinder's gonna play this music video all the time as like their advertisement?
Oh.
Or is she picking out all these hot guys that she's like, ooh, I would totally make out with them, and her new
Right.
music video is super scandalous and slutty, and she's gonna have to like grind up on them or make out with them, and she's like, yes, this one's okay, this one will do, swipe left, swipe right.
It's a combination of both.
probably
Yeah.
both.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's I feel like kind of gypped though. I wonder if it's gonna be like one of those things where like that. Didn't Ed Sheeran?
Yep.
Sharon?
Yeah, didn't he like show up and played a bunch of people's weddings? And
Maroon 5.
That was Maroon 5.
oh, didn't the Maroon 5? Yeah. Thank you. So didn't Maroon 5 like show up and then I was like, oh, that's so adorable that they surprised him, and then I'm like, oh wait, that's just our music video. Like it
No,
was so
I feel like I saw a news article. Now we're digressing, but I
Okay,
do
yeah.
feel like I saw a news article and they legitimately did that. Although maybe I'm so wrong and the news just totally stumped me.
Well, to bring
don't
it
know.
back, I hope that Hilary's music video is more realistic and not as staged. You know, like if
Right.
they're going down that road, I would love to see her in
Some
those
real stuff.
experiences.
I just
Wine
don't
in
get
some dude's
what
face.
they're doing.
No, they were real.
And I wonder if she tells the guys before the date, like,
Yeah.
hey, cameras will be there.
Thank you, Alexis.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, she's been just saying at first it was like, oh, I just got it as a joke. My friends made me sign up, and then it was like, oh, I'm gonna make the cast of Lizzie McGuire go on this first
Right.
date with me because I want my friends to be there.
Weird.
Because she's like, I want friends there, and then she posted a picture of that cast at a bowling alley,
Yeah.
and they're like third and fourth wheel, and then they're dropping Tinder on this show, and then we were talking about it on TMZ and all this stuff. So I'm like, either she started talking about it and Tinder approached her and was like, let's make an agreement, or it was like a whole publicity stunt the whole time, and now she's just turning into a
money, yeah.
walking advertisement for it, and she's just like playing it off. But I mean,
Mailbox
she's
money.
single
Yeah.
and she's owning it, and she's making money, and she looks great.
There you go.
You go.
Word.
Snap.
Snap.
Also, Debi Mazar, she hasn't played like a huge role in this yet, and I
Yeah.
want to see more of her. But I
love
follow
her.
her on Instagram, and she posted a picture that's a huge Younger billboard of her in Times Square, and it's
my
just her
gosh.
on it. So
Her on the billboard?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
a huge picture of, and it's none of the rest of the cast is in the billboard, and it's right in Times Square, like a giant billboard. And she's like, I'm so excited to have this billboard in the town I live in, like stoked about it.
crazy.
And so I'm hoping that means they're going to write
Yes.
her into it more, and she's going to have a bigger part, because
Role,
now
yeah.
she's kind of just like
Secondary
the friend that Liza bitches to about
Yeah.
her problems,
Yeah.
and then she's like barely in it.
Yeah.
So.
I just
Are
had
you freaking out?
I just had an idea.
Another prediction?
Yeah. So this book catches fire, and then
Tourniquet.
and then we find out, you know, like we have to find out that Liza's of age,
Right.
But then, and she's so successful that Debi Mazar's character Maggie is like, I want to be younger too.
Ay, caramba.
And then
Never
that's
know.
season 2. That was
be.
so
Could
cool, by
happen.
the way.
Could be.
I think that would be great.
Although I don't know if Debi Mazar could pass for 26.
She can't.
No.
Sorry, I love you.
Love you too. Yeah. I do. I don't think so.
Maybe 30.
Maybe like 37.
That's like what she is.
Is that how old she is?
I don't know.
I
I think so. It's
I
pretty
don't know.
close.
I've always thought Debi Mazar was fine.
No, she's
Yeah.
but
She's
26.
fine, but yeah,
There's a difference. of
Maybe
26
in,
and-
in this sense, Love is Blind, and I don't think of it as age. I just
That's
think
good
of it
for
as,
you. That's good.
you know, on
I
my
like
vision
this.
wall. You
I
know,
like it.
one
Yeah.
day.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Nope.
Well, I think that's pretty much all our gossip and news we have for this episode. But where can they find all you crazy kids online?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Jojo Doyle, and Facebook at Jojo Doyle, and Instagram at Jojo Doyle.
Wow. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, etc. at the Alison Dean, and also on my YouTube show, Winos in Onesies.
Oh.
It's a great show, by the way.
I have to check that out. This one's cool.
You should.
It's a lot of fun. I do. I watched it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What about you?
I now have just changed my Twitter name, thank God, into the same thing as my Instagram. So you can find me on Twitter and
Nice.
Instagram at Annika Michelle 1.
Very nice. And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the works at Danica Kennedy. And if anyone that works at NPR is looking for voiceover people, I mean, obviously Joe wants a job, so you can find him here.
Harmonious.
But we'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's fun.
Bye, guys.
NPR.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.